Hi everyone, welcome back to more of the Horror at Highrook. I'm DisturbingPuppet. So we're continuing our playthrough here. So we had something pop up. I don't remember this being here. It just sort of suddenly came into existence when I loaded the game. So we do have a way to deal with this. So we're going to deal with it. Just trying to check and see what we were doing. It's been a while since I played this. I'm kind of getting back to it. So I think we're going to check out the inspiring text. This will get us an inspiration card we can use to do some other things. So it could be like foraging, research, roots. Um, Atticus is very tired, so we're going to have you rest. I think initially I was going to have you do something else, but we're going to deal with the grasping roots. We've got the garden guide. It'll help us do that. And then Scholar Vitale can go ahead and do some more research, I think. I did buff Scholar Vitale's stats, so he's got a 2 and everything now. He's also getting very tired. What are we going to do with you other than just researching? Probably that's about it. He does have good mysteries as well, so if we do have stuff we have to decode, he'll be quite good at that with the 2. Yeah, I think we have something that's quite high, don't we? The puzzle box? Well, we could actually have you get into the puzzle box because we've got a 2 with that. Palatino's pen is 1, and then we do have items. Yeah, how about we do that instead of doing research? Let's get into this puzzle box. Now that we have the 2 secret stat, you can do that. That'll advance the story a bit. We'll need something else. We've got the tracing charcoal or the LT. We can get resources to make LT. I just don't have any at the moment. So I think we'll do that first. We are working on another spell of some sort down here. Yeah, let's go with the LT. So with all of that, yes, we can get into the puzzle box. So we can only use 2 supporting items for stuff. So I was wondering, like, how are we going to do these 4s? I figured there was a way to improve items, but and that might be something we can do as well. Once we unlock, I think, the forge, which is over here, I kind of feel like that's something we can do. But for right now, we do have a way to increase our stats, and I do have another one of those, the didactic program, but I do need a couple of the insights for learning to do that, and I only have one, the faint insight. So we have to wait to get another one pop up at some point, either from resting or doing other things, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so yeah, up here, you get into that puzzle box, which is probably going to advance the story a bit. You can go ahead and work on that, I guess, because why not? You need to rest. Down here, we can actually get rid of these grasping roots that have popped up. We've seen these before. Getting rid of this will knock down the crack in the world to 4 as well. So let's take care of that. So that's everything we can do. Mr. Tubbs is hanging out in the kitchen, as you would expect of a random cat wandering around the house. And apparently angry about something. As you would expect from a cat wandering around the house. Mr. Tubbs wandered over. Crack in the world is weakened. We got Gift of the Mole, which is possibly useful. Oh, we got another Faint Insight. Nice. Okay. So the Faint Insight we can use to improve someone's stats. We'll have to interact with the Sophia note first. Let's go ahead and do this. Let that go down. Excellent. I banish you, evil minion. Okay, that's Dr. Caligar, who's actually a woman. Probably doesn't sound like that, I would expect. Okay. Let's check out Sophia's note. We did get another piece. Horrible truth has been unveiled. Simon, my dear son, is not with the Seekers or elsewhere in Black Sands. He's been sent somewhere else. I heard Gideon talking in the chapel last night. He was conversing with someone, with something. A voice as cold as the night sky, a guttural alien tongue. The visitor claimed that Simon was in the arms of Nibiru, that foul place my husband is so obsessed with. They continued, describing the door to this place as both below and beyond the house. I stood there outside the room incensed with rage. There is no use confronting my husband about this anymore. I fear for what he might do. I need to access this Nibiru myself and rescue my son. Okay, well that would explain why she's missing as well. Yeah, so the son, we understand why he's missing. So now what I would guess... So the husband was trying to find a way... I mean, he screwed up. He got his son sick from contact with the horrible ancient relic that was left below the house, and sent him to kind of the other side to kind of keep him in stasis, although we've seen his ghost wandering around. So he doesn't actually, he's like between living and dead kind of thing. So he can't actually die as long as he's there, but getting him out could be a problem. Might have to make a deal with the thing that controls that outer layer of things. So then the wife finds out around the same time. She starts investigating, doing something to find a way in. Maybe she ends up going in and gets stuck in there as well, and then the husband does something to try to go in after her. Something like that is kind of what I'm thinking, or the husband's just horribly dead. That's always a possibility as well. So Sophia discovered what we already know. I cannot imagine her distress. I know she had already lost faith in Gideon's intentions, but this discovery must have left her feeling entirely alone. Tragic revelation indeed. I hope that her reaction didn't lead her into rash or dangerous actions. She clearly intended to take matters into her own hands. Yep, as you would expect. Alright, so Sophia's note we can file away. This gets us... yeah, 3 more to go. So down here we got the fair insight from banishing the creature. The crack in the world is down. I don't know what's going to happen at a certain point. I don't think that we can do anything about it. We might be able to perform a ritual, though, I would think. No matching card, so there's no task, it seems like. Maybe we have to get it to a certain point. Atticus is now in good shape. We do have some people who are injured as well, but not too bad, I don't think. We also got the Gift of the Mole, which is good because we just used a root item to deal with that thing over here, the manifestation that popped up. We have a lot of tired people. So Atticus is in good shape. If I want to use the diegetic program on someone to increase stats, I think Atticus is actually a good candidate. So we've buffed Scholar Vitali. Memories, secrets, incantations, songs, dreams, mysteries. So the only crossover is secrets between the two of them. If I was looking at Mechanist Aster, memories, is it just memories? We haven't seen tears pop up. Memories, is that it? Yes, so only memories. Having the extra devices might be useful. The brain cap does require 2, but we have the crank here that gives us 1, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, just who do I want to improve the stats of? Atticus actually has devices as well. I didn't realize, thinking about that, that he has the devices. So the difference being... So we have sensations, roots, victuals, devices, paths. Victuals, devices, paths. So her difference would be the substances and the tiers between her and Atticus. It's only a couple things. Yeah, I'm not sure who we necessarily want to improve. I could make an argument either way, honestly. I don't remember her having paths, which is kind of weird. Maybe I am going mad as well playing the game. All right, so we'll plan on, I think, having Mechanist Aster do the diegetic program. I do need both of the insights to do that. You could also make the argument that we just improve Scholar Vitali again, but I think spreading it out as much as possible is the best option. So for everyone else who's left, you're at 53%, fatigue 59. So Dr. Caligar, you need to rest. We could scavenge for stuff, which is probably our best option. I don't have any other items that we need to check out. I can make more moonshine, but that's fine. We have a basic meal that's going to run out. We've got healing doses. I can't make another one until we use that. I would like to replace like the owl tea that we used. So I think, Atticus, if you want to scavenge... Well, I don't know, should we dig instead in the courtyard? No, we'll scavenge, because I think we get the stuff for Alti here. And then, Scholar Vitali, you can check out the archives. I think that's what we're going to have to do. So, you can just jump in and do that without a problem. We'll go ahead and do a little scavenging. Going to add this. Yeah, we need the 2. Got it. You can rest. And then we're good to go. Just kind of waiting for more stuff to pop up that we can then try to deal with. I can make more machine oil, so if we have a mechanical check, we probably want to use that. We do have the brain cap still. So that was giving us kind of visions about things to check out and find. But we're kind of in a situation where everybody's like really tired. We've got another entity. It's another grasping roots. We're kind of all busy at the moment, so we'll have to look at that in a minute. I can deal with it. And soon I can actually deal with it without even having to use, like some of these when they appear. Mechanist Aster has improved her skills. Oh, actually, just saw, yeah, so level 2, very nice. Okay, so catalytic powder, that makes something for alchemy. The raw meat will make another meal. Not what I wanted. I did find a garden guide and another inspiring text. So the inspiring text we can use up here. Garden guide is something to help us deal with roots. We already have the gift of the mole, so that's the same kind of thing. So that'll help us. Anyone can pretty much deal with this now if we want to use those. But you, now having 2 in all your stats, very nice. I don't have anybody with 2 in roots, which is kind of what we need to deal with the grasping roots. And it's odd that it says 2 and 2, but it's only, it seems like only the roots. Even if I give somebody 2 alchemy, it doesn't actually matter. So I'm not sure what the issue is there. So like her, for example, she has 2 substances. Without even doing anything, I can put her here, and she can't do it because she doesn't have 2 roots. Anyway, we can still deal with that. So anyone can do this, I think. I think it's like a 0 cost. You are very tired though, right? Yes. Very, very tired. So, if you deal with that, you rest. You can deal with the roots. And Mechanist Aster, I suppose we could do another brain cap examination. Yeah, that'll make the most sense to me, I think. Okay, so here in the courtyard, I do need another item. We can go with the garden guide, I guess. So with that there, we can banish you. You just rest. Go ahead and use the brain cap. I don't need anything. And up here, you can check out the inspiring text. So banishing another entity very, very quickly here. This one was on a bit of a shorter timer, though. The others, I think, were start at 7. This is, well, I guess we did have to wait a little while, so maybe it did pop in at 7. We do have some people that are hurt. I'll have to look at that, and we might want to look at a meal as well, too, sometime soon. Crack in the world this weekend. Oh, it didn't work. That's weird. Am I maxed out on them? I guess I was using 1, so maybe I was. We did get a vision of a lantern, so something new. We did get a faint insight here in the courtyard. But I don't have another of those books to increase our stats yet. So for our situation now, you're already at 24% and 30% fatigue. That's crazy. 7, 0. Yeah, I mean, maybe we just have you rest, depending on what's going on here. Vision of a lantern. It is twilight, and Amy is treading carefully through the icy field at the outskirts of the estate. Pa Alfred, she calls, holding an old flickering lantern ahead of her into the falling dusk. I know you're out here, old man. It's late, and dinner's on. You don't want it to end up with a plate full of wrinkly peas, do you? She stumbles briefly, regaining her balance, but the lamp shakes loose from her grip and rolls down a ditch into mud and freezing slime. The girl curses. I'm going back in now, so finish your pipe and come in for tea. She heads warily back to the orange glow of the well house before the clouds become lost in the darkening sky. So we can perform a task with this at the cliff top. Okay, that will be our plan next. Nothing else really urgent. We could definitely get some more resources. So say if Dr. Caligar wants to dig around in the courtyard, you could check this out. You dig around in the courtyard. It does require a 2. I think you have that as well, don't you? Yeah, she's got that at 2, so I think we'll have you do that. Atticus is kind of losing his purpose here. Don't know what I'm going to do with Atticus, actually. Could just rest. How's our food situation? 16%, 18%, 16. We're doing okay. Nothing is too crazy. We do have some injuries, but nothing too bad as of yet. Yeah, this doesn't time out either, so we're fine there, I think. Alright, we'll just do Atticus go back to resting, I guess. I don't really have anything useful I can do with you. I mean, we could cook the raw meat, I guess. But we can only have 2 basic meals, right? Yeah. This one's about to expire, which isn't a huge deal. We've been fine. We've had enough meat and stuff, so we're okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and rest. You can dig around for stuff. Check out the archives. And you can investigate. Probably have another manifestation pop up somewhere. The vision was true. Corroded lantern. A dented and dirt-encrusted miner's lantern, its workings and wirings clogged with mud and rust. If we clean it up, perhaps we can make it shine again. We can perform a task with this in the laboratory. Okay, so I think you can probably just jump on that and do that. Since everyone else is kind of in the middle of doing stuff. Yeah, she doesn't even need any help or anything. We'll go ahead and start working on that. Mr. Tubbs checking out the archives. Alright, Focus Fern, so that's what will help us get LT, so I think we'll just go ahead and have you immediately jump onto that will be my plan. Got another garden guide, so that's roots. Got another inspiring text, but the last one didn't actually do anything. So nothing too helpful necessarily. in pretty good shape. She's the one that's actually kind of tired. Injury-wise, 10%, 15%. Yeah, she's at 15. I think maybe 20, 25% would be when I would start thinking about let's do a heal. Food is kind of okay for right now. So let's go ahead and make LT with you. So the only mechanical that I have, it looks like, well, Atticus has a 1. So Atticus or the Mechanist could do this. Both kind of busy at the moment, so we'll probably just keep searching the archives, and you can keep checking out the courtyard, I suppose. Since I don't have a whole lot else for you to do. We'll have the lantern taken care of here very shortly. Oh, it's midnight again. Cave lantern. Oh, this is probably going to unlock something in the cellars, something I would guess. Simple miner's lantern built from cheap wire and battered metal plates. Its oil reservoir feeds a cracked wick, providing an unstable but vital light source. We could provide a task with this in the cellars. Excellent. So that one is that candle stat that we saw. You're not good on that. You're a little tired. Let's just have you rest for now. Somebody else can take up that after everyone else is done. We have a voracious worm has popped up. This one is 2 roots, 2 mechanical. So I'm not sure. We'll see what it's going to let me do. Whether it's 2 roots or 2 mechanical. I think that one's actually mechanical. Another focus fern. We got an LT made. So the LT. We can only have 1 at a time, though. So we'll just kind of throw that there so we know we can make more. The meal's going to go away. That's fine. Another didactic program. We do only have 1 faint insight, though. But it seems like banishing entities gets us more. So that... throw up here. We can't use it yet. Okay. So over here, this is secrets. Just a 1, though. I mean, Atticus, I don't have much else for you to do. We could do that. We could check out the clifftop for other stuff, though. You've got secrets. Yeah, so either one of these two. But he could actually do some research, which is a bit more useful. So how about Atticus? No, Atticus, deal with that in the cellar. This thing... roots or mechanical... So if you go after the worm, we can just give you some root assistance. Let's see if that's enough. Nope, saying mechanical. Okay. But the crank is already set, so mechanical... You've got mechanical, though, don't you? Yeah. So Atticus could do that. Atticus can deal with the worm because we've got the crank. So go ahead and do that. The voracious worm, does that actually do damage? Injury level, yeah. This is secrets, but just a 1. So I think I am going to have Scholar Vitali do that. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. I think that's probably a bit more useful. Finding something there I think is going to progress the story. So we can deal with this. Check out the cellars. You're resting. So just Dr. Caligar is left. Already locked that in. Lock that in. Resting. So Dr. Caligar. You're a little tired. You're also injured. We could just give you something to take care of your wounds, or we can dig around. I mean, why not dig around in the courtyard for something? Okay. Dreams trouble me, but I am awake. So, Mechanist. Everybody's kind of off kilter. We're getting up there in hunger, but it's not too bad yet. We're about to lose that meal. I wonder what happens if you put something in, but then it times out before you finish it. I'm assuming it just doesn't work. You've just kind of wasted the time. We do have the inspiring text we could check out. The didactic program we can't do anything about until we take care of the voracious worm. You were at 15. Are you taking damage? Doesn't seem like it from there. What do I want to do with you? You could actually check out stuff in the archives. You could also scavenge if we wanted to out here on the cliff top. The inspiring text I'm not sure is going to do anything because we have a bunch of things we picked up. I think it just depends on what we get because there's limits on how many of each thing we can have. I think it gave us the gift of the mole, gift of the eagle, and then there's one for alchemy as well, I think. We can make another powder. Maybe we should do that actually. I think you can do that, right? Card. Oh, that's a support item. I thought it was something we needed to make something else. Okay. I don't know why I thought that. Inspiring text can give us, I think we have, so it's research, hunting, and roots. You know, it's like scavenging and roots. We have the scavenging, we have the roots, and we have the research. So yeah, we've got all three, so there's no point doing that. So the inspiring text doesn't do us any good. Just move it somewhere else. This we don't have anything for yet. So yeah, I don't have much else for you to do, so it's either hunt or go in the archives. How about you go in the archives? I don't know why it swapped the eyepiece out over there. That is not what we want. Not that I need it. Sure. Have you dig around in the archives a bit. Some ominous music kicking in there. Crack in the World weekend. Nothing in the courtyard. We did get another insight, so now we can actually buff another person's stats. Atticus, probably. Take a look. We did find a couple things. Shipping crate. A sturdy wooden container strained by the brackish air and dripping rock. These crates are used by smugglers and traders alike. The close hardwood casing is designed to fend off the attacks of both thieves and the elements. So in the machine room we can bust into that. Probably will. Joskel's snuff box. A battered decorative cylinder, its stiff-hinged lid covering a recess for snuff. The interior is empty, but for a few traces of powdered weed and an inscription beneath the lid that reads, "For my darling Jay, my snuffkin." This must be the container that Joskel was so keen to get back. If it is left by the gates in the courtyard, perhaps one of his lackeys will collect it. It can only be used by Atticus. Perform a task in the courtyard. Huh. So Atticus, I don't remember. Should we just leave it or should we use it? Is the thing I don't remember. I think let's use it. Just to see what happens. And then it seems like we can use this multiple times. So just kind of finding stuff in the cellars. Situation for fatigue. 28. Yeah. Dr. Callagher is getting up there, but not too bad. So if I'm going to buff somebody, it's either going to be Dr. Callagher or Atticus. So Dr. Callagher. So substances is already covered. Incantations is covered. Substances is covered. Mysteries is covered, right? Yeah, I'm not sure who actually would make more sense to level between the two of them. Because I have to do something with Atticus here, I'm going to just go ahead and do that. I could rest you. I could also eat. I'm kind of offset waiting here, though. Yeah, I kind of want to up Atticus, level Atticus up. Which I'm not really basing on anything. Honestly, it doesn't make that much of a difference between the two, I think. Because we already have a way to buff victuals. We already have a 2 devices. We already have a 2 paths. We already have... Well, we don't have roots at 2. Sensations... We don't. Secrets we do. But either way we get sensations. Either way we get roots. Yeah. Not really sure it matters that much. Alright, fine. We'll do the doctor. Just to level you up. We've weakened it down to a 2. I don't think there's anything we can do, though, at this point. We probably have to get it down to 0, would be my guess. You can check out the cellars again. I think I might want to get into the shipping crate once you're done. So check that out. You're not that tired. 21%. You are going crazy, though. Madness is up to 20. That's not awesome. We've got moonshine to deal with that. Let's check out the cellars. Yeah, and then when you're done, you can go over and try to bust into the shipping crate. Found nothing over here, okay. Thought we'd find something that would be at least moderately useful. Let's get into that shipping crate. Or Atticus getting left behind, not leveling up. Highrook Manor Day 7 popped up. Nothing changed, though. I guess it's morning, so just an update. Dr. Caligar has improved their skills. Eureka! Alright, so we have a few things. We found a shipping crate and a reinforced crate. Working on the shipping crate at the moment. Aster's note over here. I was hoping to find more evidence of Sophia's fate. It has been years since we last spoke, but I cannot forget her soft voice and sharp mind. Sophia is a natural scientist, hamstrung by a social code that smothers her skill and ambition. I loathed her husband. He was egotistical and pompous, but also distracted, which boded well for our friendship. Our trysts began as innocent conversations buoyed by an enthusiasm that I first thought was platonic and later realized was more. Perhaps we can still find her. I truly hope so. I must work to ensure that people come to know that talent that woman had and that she might have been given a freedom to pursue her dreams, just in case the worst does happen. So this was Aster. So a bit of a relationship there. Atticus's report. Someone who haunted this house was a magpie. Always bits and pieces hidden away here and there. Keep finding weird stuff. Makes my tasks harder. Got Joskel's gear from the undercoves, though. He told me I might as well look for the Baird Holt knives while I'm there. He said Acheron had them. Well, Atticus Hawk is going to have them now. It's the start of an optional quest for Atticus. You do not need to complete this quest to finish the game. I mean, why wouldn't I finish it? I can't do anything with this. So probably the letter we can do something with. Ooh, wow, +4. Dear A, thanks for getting the box back to me. You always were a bit of a bloodhound. My grapevine also tells me that Highrook is in a right state. Might be a good opportunity to liberate a few things, eh? I mention this because a contact of mine has always yearned after a full set of Baird Holt knives, and that Highrook, by all accounts, held one. He'd be willing to pay a princely sum to acquire it. He reckons that the Lord held a Killian Rondell, Poignard, and a Jambaya, the full Bairnholt quartet. Apparently the Lord didn't recognize their value and basically threw them away when he bought the place. You'd need to find them, of course, and fix them up if they aren't up to scratch, but a small fortune will be waiting for you if you manage to get them all. Come on, A, you'd be daft not to do it. Start in the cellars. One of my crew swears they saw some fancy foreign dagger there when delivering for the Acherons last spring. Can only be used by Atticus, and perform a task in the cellars. Okay. So we'll throw that in here. Shipping crate will be done soon. We leveled up. No point using the text. We are a bit fatigued at 30%. Anybody else in bad shape at the moment? Madness and hunger are starting to get to us. We can go ahead and cook another meal. Alright, I'm curious. So we got the reinforced crate. It's another machine room. That's a 3. The shipping crate is a 2. So more crates we have to bust into over here. Joskel's letter. Atticus, how are we doing? You're doing alright. Definitely getting hungry, though. Requires a 4. And we only have 1, which is definitely a problem. Don't think I have anything for secrets. Yeah. So I definitely need to improve him specifically to try to go after that. Probably we'd have to banish another thing for that to work. So that's going to have to wait. So Atticus, how about we go ahead and just cook another meal? We're going to keep busting through stuff here. I feel like there isn't much point doing things in the archives anymore. So if you want to keep doing that, that's fine. Fatigue's at 28. We could do another one. What do we do with Dr. Callagher? More tired. I guess we just rest for the time being. So we'll keep looking for more stuff. We already have like plenty of these crates. And we'll go ahead and cook that meal. We might need to have another meal sometime soon. Get everybody back in time. Since we're kind of out of position with her doing stuff off kilter from everybody else, we might just have to wait a bit. We could also do some healing. We could also do some downing some moonshine, making some more, that kind of thing, just to sort of be prepared. But I kind of like if it gets rid of everything. It probably doesn't though. But like, what's the point in using it if we're 15-20% affected when we could wait till we're 40-50% affected, something like that. I think that's going to do it for today. So we made a little bit of progress. We're going to keep checking out these crates as we progress forward and see what we can find, finding a lot of stuff in the cellars. Yeah, this has been more of the Horror at Highrook. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.